Hi. Can you use artificial intelligence with absolute intelligence? Well, I'm going to talk about it today. Hi, I'm Anuradha M. Agarwal. I'm a marketer, entrepreneur, and I live my life very spiritually, or at least I try to. Today's topic is a culmination of two of my passion areas, marketing in the world of AI and spirituality. Before we get started, let me set some context here. Advantages and disadvantages of AI, the progress that AI has made, and finally, can you use artificial intelligence with absolute intelligence? India has largest 20 to 30 years old, and we get a glimpse of that in the room. We can really scale on the back of technology. We can have higher productivity and efficient operations. Initially, we used to use Google search and it would perhaps take about 30 minutes, go through few articles, see some questions and answers. And today, it is expected that 97% of the queries are projected to LLM models like ChatGPT-4. If you put your prompt right, you will basically get the answer in perhaps few minutes. If your prompt is very, very accurate, you will perhaps get the answer in few seconds. How can you use AI when it comes to business? I mean, employee verification being the first use case, the person that you're talking to and the documentation that you have received, do they belong to the same person or not? Secondly, summarizing customer queries. A lot of time when customers write to companies like us, there are two languages used, or perhaps the sentences are not formulated correctly. So AI can actually summarize what the customer query is like before actually a customer care representative gets to it. Let's talk a little bit about how has the progress been with AI. As we all know, AI has progressed far faster or better than we all projected. A lot of industry experts believe that AI can outsmart us in next 2 to 3 years. Does that sound like a science fiction? 2 to 3 years back, even ChatGPT sounded like a science fiction, isn't it? So if we think about the problems that AI is posing as a long-term risk, then I would say that we are dinosaurs who are stuck in the past, or we are literally living under the rock, right? The way AI is progressing, a lot of safety measures are required. Everyone has heard of the CEO of OpenAI, right? Which is Sam Altman. He recently said that it could be lights out for all of us, right? And lot of industry experts, they think of AI as another species altogether. So somebody who's creepy, who is capable, who doesn't sleep at night, who is extremely efficient and is not human at all. Doesn't that sound scary? Right? Well, rest of my talk is not going to be so scary, I can promise you that. We're going to talk about 3 ways in which we can use artificial intelligence using absolute intelligence. And third one being the most promising. I am a marketer, so I had to plug that in. Number one, building safe AI models. Can we have our computer hardwares have these AI protocols inserted in them? It's a very, very long ask. And it's going to take a lot of time and energy. But is it doable? Absolutely, yes. There are two kinds of AI models, and I just want to talk a little bit about it before I get to the other parts. One is symbolic systems, and the other is neural networks. Okay, these are the two models. Symbolic systems, they understand the language of logic and programming. Okay, so our Google search, our GPS routing, this all is symbolic system, right? It needs very hardcore custom coding, custom engineering. On the other hand is neural networks, right? Uh, they're more like brains, right? And so neural network, but however, neural networks do not understand truth or untruth, right? As we have seen, right? The whole advancement of misinformation right now. Neural networks, some of the applications of neural networks would be ChatGPT, image synthesis, and all of that, right? To be able to build a safe AI model, it is very, very important for us to have symbolic system and neural networks together. So that is idea number one, to build safe AI models in the future. Second is governance. Whenever in the past we have faced a situation where it might be good or bad for the humankind. For example, let's talk about nuclear power, right? We have had international agencies which have been formed, right? And these international agencies, they are unbiased, neutral, so to say, right? Let's take an example here. What kind of governance can we look at when it comes to AI? Let's give an example of pharma, let's say. There's a first round of trial, there's a second round of trial, there's third round of trial. There's nothing which is given to 100 million customers in one go, is it? Why can't we do the same thing with AI? Let's talk about another aspect of governance, which is research. Can anybody tell me how much misinformation actually is out there? There's no calculation. Second question, does anyone know that how much are LLMs, large language models, responsible for this misinformation? Again, there's no data. So we need governance, which is backed by research, if we have to be safe in the world which is of AI. Okay? Now I'll come to the third one, and I promised all of you this is going to be the most impactful one, and it is absolutely my favorite, which is human consciousness. When I was thinking about this topic, and it belongs to like two of my passion areas, one is AI and the second is spirituality. And I thought hard about it. And then I realized that, what did AI make us believe? That intellect is not our superpower. Do you know what is our superpower as human being? Any of you? I've already given the answer, by the way. Absolutely. Consciousness. Soul, life, exactly. Right? Let me talk about 2, 3 areas where we can be as human beings and where AI cannot replace us. Okay? Number one, how to talk to somebody with empathy. When to be nice to be someone, when to be not nice to someone. Can AI really enjoy the thrill of an innovation or a touch of a breeze or just nostalgic memory? Right? So, like how we communicate, the empathy is something that AI can never replace. Second, artistic and creative expression. Whenever we come up with a business idea, it has never really happened before, right? We think of it because we interact with human beings, machines around, and realize the problem, and that's how a solution comes about, right? What is your LLMs doing? They're basically reading the data, figuring out patterns, and giving you solution. If there is, so where is that newness? So can your AI give you a new out of the box business idea? Or can it teach you how to play football? Can you learn football just writing a code or going to chat GPT how to play football, right? And the third is the physical environment in which we interact in. AI is built on languages. It has zero sensory input, right? How we interact with others in a tangible, meaningful way really defines us also as human beings. So my advice to all of you would be that be curious, be on top of everything, but make sure that you follow your human consciousness, because that is something that a machine cannot replace. There are 16 forms of intelligence in a humankind. Intellect is only one of those 16. Our education system mainly focuses on that one form of intelligence, right? There are other forms of intelligence, which is, what I spoke about, human consciousness, empathy, right? And if you don't want to be, lose out in the pace to AI, just be yourself. And before I go, just the last message for the youth. I feel one of the most underrated skill in today's world is to be a decent human being, right? So just be yourself, be a decent human being, and please use artificial intelligence with consciousness and absolute intelligence, which all of you are. Thank you.